Hello and welcome to this very important module. So, after all that work, this is time to provide feedback. This feedback would cover the candidate's report and also the performance during the mock interview. We're going to step through and we'll start with the report. Now, in terms of the feedback, what we've done is we wouldn't talk about we'll concentrate on the good things, right, for this feedback. So that's the idea. So we'll start with the first one. So attribute 1, understanding and practical application of engineering. So what's the feedback from the assessors? The candidates demonstrated that they could undertake design, development, and implementation of engineering solutions at an appropriate level for a chartered engineer. So, the candidate has passed that first attribute. This feedback applies to the report and also the candidate's performance during their presentation and also during the question and answer session. The second one is management and leadership. What's the feedback? The candidates demonstrated how they personally, so make sure you note that, how they personally manage teams, direct and control tasks, people, and resources to a level that might be expected of a chartered engineer. So, very good on the management and leadership. The third attribute is commercial ability, and the feedback is that the candidate provided evidence of preparing or controlling a budget of any significance. Under health and safety, this is the very, very important one. If you fail this one, then you failed the whole process. So under health and safety, the candidate identified relevant safety regulations and undertook appropriate training and development. In addition, the candidate provided evidence of practical application and evidence of how they have managed risks and associated health and safety implications arising from their work. Okay. So we want to see examples of where you are changing behaviors to make people act safer at work. Examples of where you are working on safety regulations and policies. The candidate has provided that, so it's a pass under health and safety. Sustainable development is attribute 5, and the feedback is that the candidate demonstrated a good understanding of the 3 pillars of sustainability, which is financial, environmental, and social responsibility. The candidate also explained the need for projects to reduce material usage and to manage waste. What's the feedback under interpersonal skills and communication? The candidate referenced diversity in their report and obviously demonstrated good communication throughout the life cycle of the project. Under professional commitment, the candidate is aware of ICE Code of Conduct. The candidate also carries out CPD. Now there's some specific area we're highlighting. So decisions made, examples of independent judgment. The candidate clearly indicated their personal contribution at the level of a chartered engineer. The candidate provided examples of independent engineering judgment. Now, in terms of the report, so word count, we're looking at table of contents, appendices, list of figures, abbreviations, and all. So, the candidate report is clear and well presented. The report contains 12 A4 sheets and 3 A3 sheets in the appendices. The report makes good use of the appendix allowance and the information contained supported the main document. So the candidate is actually putting good information and relevant information in the appendix. The information in the appendices can be directly attributed to the candidate. Okay, so it's not just what other people have done, it's what the candidate actually did, and that's what they have referenced in the appendix. The contents of the appendix are legible, and hyperlinks to the respective appendices have been provided in the body of the report. So this is very important. Make sure you're using appendix hyperlinks. So at the click of a button, the assessors can go to the relevant appendix or the relevant part of the document. Under Development Action Plan, the Development Action Plan shows a reasonable range of development activities, and candidates' plan to achieve their target is well thought out. So make sure you put some time into thinking about what you plan to achieve. Under the Personal Development Record, so the Personal Development Record shows a broad range of learning activities and several concern health and safety. So you need to show evidence of training under health and safety. My recommendation is to have at least 4 training under health and safety every year. The candidate provided evidence of engagement with ICE activities or attendance at events organized by other professional institutions. And under mentorship support, the candidate has a chartered engineer as a mentor and received support from their local ICE membership contact for advice on how to prepare their submission. So it's important to get mentorship support. This is something we can provide for you for sure. And then in terms of the interview, a few points to note. So the candidate spoke clearly and at a good pace. Candidate maintained eye contact and was confident. So there was excellent time management. So the candidates completed their presentation within the 15 minutes allocated. The candidate answered all questions sufficiently. And then for the summary, we're saying that the candidate has relevant industry experience. The candidate's report and performance during the interview sufficiently demonstrated the required level of competence and how they meet, or rather how they met the necessary requirements with respect to all the 7 attributes. The candidate has been recommended for CEng.